view, a PDF, equipped MCPs, so MCP server 1, 2, and 3, remote MCPs elsewhere on the internet, use the computer, agent virtual machine, okay, Bash, Python, Node.js, file system. A skill is a directory containing, or a skill is a directory containing a skill.md file that contains organized folders of instructions, scripts, and resources that give agents additional capabilities. The anatomy of a skill. To see skills in action, let's walk through a real example. One of the skills that powers Claude's recently launched document editing abilities. Claude already knows a lot about understanding PDFs, but is limited in its ability to manipulate them directly. This PDF skill lets us give Claude these new capabilities. At its simplest, a skill is a directory that contains a skill.md file. This file must start with a YAML formatter that contains some required metadata, name, and description. As startup, the agent preloads the name and description of every installed skill into a system prompt. Claude already knows a lot about understanding PDFs, but is limited in the ability to manipulate them directly. This PDF skill lets us give Claude these new abilities. At its simplest, a skill is a directory that contains a skill.md file. This file must start with a YAML formatter that contains some required metadata like name and description. At startup, the agent preloads the name and description of every installed skill into a system prompt. This metadata is the first level of progressive disclosure. It provides just enough information for Claude to know when each skill should be used without loading all of it into context. The actual body of this file is the second level of the detail. If Claude thinks the skill is relevant to the current task, it will load the skill by reading the full skill.md file into context. So a simple skill.md file looks like this. You can see you have the YAML formatter at the top. The YAML formatter at the top. Then you got the markdown below. This gives a guide to the skill. My question so far is this, dude. Let's go to Claude. Let's ask her. What's the difference between sub-agents and skills? I see Claude just released skills. They seem a lot like sub-agents. Okay, let's just go ahead and let her do her thug thizzle while we go ahead and keep doing our thug thizzle. As skills grow in complexity, they may contain too much context to fit into a single skill.md, or context that's relevant only in specific scenarios. In these cases, skills can bundle additional files within the skill directory and reference them by name from skill.md. These additional linked files are the third level of detail, which Claude can choose to navigate and discover only as needed. Okay. So they can grow. In these cases, skills can be bundled, can bundle additional files in the skill directory and reference them, skill.md. These additional linked files are the third level if they need it. In the PDF skill shown below, the skill.md refers to two additional files, reference.md and forms.md. that the skill author chooses to bundle alongside the skill.md. By moving from form filling instructions to a separate file, forms.md, the skill author is able to keep the core of the skill lean, trusting that Claude will read the forms.md only when filling out a form. Nice. Bundling additional content. So you see you have your YAML. It will always read these in and say, hey, do I need to use one of these skills today? Is it a skill day or no? Is it a skill day? Okay. If it's a skill day, let me read the markdown. But you can see here, I have reference MDs here that have sub skills or deeper skills, thicker. It's a way to make it thicker without making it thicker, you know? Okay, so progressive disclosure is the core design principle that makes agent skills flexible and scalable. Like a well-organized manual that starts with a table of contents, then specific chapters, and finally a detailed appendix. Skills let Claude load information only as needed. So progressive disclosures is the core design principle that makes agent skills flexible and scalable. So you can see this is the YAML. This is level 1. It's 100 tokens. Level 2 is under 5k tokens. This is the main part. And then the bundled files, the files, scripts, data, etc. load as needed by Claude. While we go ahead and continue reading this, I want to hop back here real quick. You're right to notice similarities. Both sub-agents and skills involve delegating specific tasks to specialized components. But there are some key differences. Sub-agents in AI multi-agent systems are typically autonomous entities that can make their own decisions, often have their own goals, and can plan multi-step. Skills are typically specialized functions or capabilities that can be involved. Okay, I see the agents are just thicker. They can do more. Think of the difference between hiring a contractor, sub-agent, who manages an entire renovation project,